Sawadee-ka! Welcome back to Hot Thai Kitchen. Now, if you've been following the show, you probably see that things look a little different around here. Yes, this is a new apartment, and this is now your new Hot Thai Kitchen. So let's get going with the recipe today. Last episode, I made papaya salad, and several of you viewers actually suggested that I make a classic accompaniment to papaya salad, which is Thai-style barbecue chicken, or what we call gai yang. And as per usual, here's your little Thai lesson. Gai means chicken, and yang means to grill. Pretty straightforward, hey? Alright, let's get going. First, we're going to start with the marinade. Now, the marinade is a combination of herbs and seasoning. And you're familiar with this, lemongrass. Now, in this preparation, you're not actually going to taste much of the lemongrass, but what it does is it really brightens up the flavor of the chicken. So I just cut off the dry top and the root and peel off the outer layer. And I'm going to do what I've done before in my previous show, is smash it with the back of my knife, okay? There you go. Now we're going to slice it thinly, and you don't have to be very, very fine on this because you're going to smash this again once it's in the pestle and mortar. And I'm only going to use about half of the stock because I don't want to overwhelm the chicken with the lemongrass flavor. So in that goes to our appliance. Next is also another herb. It's something that is very difficult to find here, I will admit that, is cilantro root. This is basically the root of the cilantro plant that we're all familiar with. In this country, however, they remove all the roots of all the cilantro plants that are sold in this country, which to me is blasphemy because it is one of the most aromatic part of the plant. And we use it a lot in Thai cuisine to infuse the flavor, the smell. So if you're going to grow a plant in your backyard, grow cilantro so you can get the roots. So 2 roots, you might need to use 3, depending on the size. And if you don't have, I had to get mine in frozen form, and if you can't find it, you can use cilantro stems instead. Alright? Now, we're going to add next 2 cloves of garlic, peeled. And we're going to basically pound this into a rough paste. So there, I think I've got it down to a rough paste. Now if you want to come closer and take a look, this is the kind of consistency we want. It doesn't have to be completely smooth, but it does have to break down because you want to bruise and release all that flavor. Now, of course you can do this in a food processor and make your life a lot easier, but I'm going to do it the old school way because, to be honest with you, not very many Thai people have food processors. So I'm going to take all of this and put it into a large mixing bowl. And then to this, I'm going to add our wet ingredients now. Alright, make sure you get everything out. Okay, that can go. Now, our wet ingredients start with soy sauce. Now, this isn't your regular soy sauce. This is Thai soy sauce. Now, the Japanese have their soy sauce that you eat with sushi. The Chinese have their own variation, and of course, the Thai have our own variation. And in my opinion, this has a more rounded saltiness, a smoother acidity. Almost, if you were to taste it straight up, it's not going to make you pucker as much as other variation. This one in particular is infused with shiitake mushrooms, so it's got this beautiful earthy aroma to it, so I absolutely love this. So 1/4 cup of that, of the soy sauce, right into our herbs. Alright, and the next is my favorite condiment, and if you've seen other shows, you know what I'm talking about. That's right, fish sauce. 2 tablespoons of that in there. 1, 2. And then next is dark soy sauce. Now, this is something that is very popular in Southeast Asian cuisine, dark soy sauce. It's salty, but it's also sweet, and it's got this rich molasses flavor to it. what it does in this case though is it gives a darker caramel color, which is going to make the chicken look a lot more appealing. So about 2 teaspoons, and I'm just going to estimate it. If you put too much of it, this gives a funny flavor, so you only want a little bit. And next is freshly ground black pepper. Several grinds of it, as much as you want. If you like a lot of pepper, you can go ahead and put extra. So there. And that is essentially our marinade. Make sure you stir this. Get everything incorporated. And then I'm going to take about a tablespoon of it out. And you'll see why in a second. Just about a little bit, you know, take it out. Tablespoon and a half, 2 tablespoons, and I'll show you why. Alright, so there's our marinade. Next, we're going to start prepping our chicken. So here's our chicken. Now, to grill a whole chicken, it's very difficult because of its round structure to sort of put this on a grill. It's just awkward. It doesn't get enough heat. So what we're going to do is we're going to flatten the chicken without deboning it. So it's still going to be whole, but the whole thing's going to be flat. And it's a technique called spatchcock. Now to spatchcock a chicken, first we're going to start with a sustainably raised chicken, because I believe that a happier chicken makes for a yummier chicken. And so first we're going to remove the part that holds the whole structure together, which is the spine. So with kitchen shears or really strong, sturdy scissors, you're going to come to the side of the spine and you're going to cut through the rib cage. So you got to have some strong hands, and you might get through with parts that are harder, especially towards the tailbone, because sometimes you start hitting the bone, one of the stronger bones. So there's one side, and then you're going to repeat on the other side. It's somehow satisfying to do this. And I find that once you get to the tail, if you flare out a little bit, you sort of break away from the bone and hit a cartilage, and it'll be a lot easier. So there, backbone's gone. Now, don't throw this away. Save this for your chicken stock. So there's my chicken stock bowl, and there's a gizzard. All right. So now that your chicken has no more backbone, it's a lot easier to deal with. Now with the boning knife, what you're going to do now is you're going to cut through this cartilage right here, sitting on top of the keel bone. Once you cut that, you're going to press it open, and you've just opened up the keel bone. This is what we want to get rid of because it's going to make for a very difficult butchering after it's done. Now, see this cartilage right here? You're going to come and make a slit along the sides and break that membrane that's holding the breasts together. Get your finger, run your finger through. Now I have to be honest, I'm not very good at this, so I'm still trying to get used to it myself. And you're going to pull this keel bone right out, and the cartilage should come right out with it. And if it doesn't, like in this case, sometimes the keel bone will detach from the cartilage. You can either leave that in, or you can just come at it with a boning knife and just carve it out. And the age of the chicken, the kind of chicken will determine a lot of how strong the bones are and sort of the whole structure of the chicken. So each chicken is different. So there's our chicken. It's been spatchcocked. And as you can see now, you've opened it up so much for flavor, and you've opened it up for heat. It's going to take a lot faster to cook this chicken. Okay, now we're going to give this chicken here a bath. So going back to our